really proud of our fight. Got off to about as worst start as we could have probably scripted. Thought A&M came out with a lot of juice on senior night, a lot of energy. We did not respond, but we did at the end of the quarter and carried it on from that point on. Just our group could have gone a lot of different directions at a lot of different point in times in this year, but for that group to play as hard as they did today shows you that there's no quit in them.
Buck? Coach, you made 13 three-pointers on the day. Just describe what the team was able to do to hit from outside like you did.
I'm glad it came together for one game. We've been much better shooters than our percentages have showed all year. We shoot well in practice. We have not carried it over the games. There's no secret about that. We've been shooters, not makers, but and there's a difference between shooters and makers. But today, everybody shot it confidently. You know, I saw Chris hit a couple, and then Danny hits one, Vera hits one, and obviously Kiki got going. And, you know, that obviously is what opened up Izzy's drives to the basket. The first quarter, every time she tried to drive it in there was 10 eyes and at least 8 arms and maybe 10. And, you know, when you start making threes outside, they've got to make a choice. And our kids, I thought Izzy did a great job sharing it, had 5 assists and probably another 5 that could have been assists if we'd made the shot. So, you know, I'm not going to sit over here and say I wish we'd shoot 13 for 27 there and not see what replay of the year, but it obviously makes us a little bit better when we can make shots.
And Coach, your thoughts on Phoenix's performance today?
She's been waiting on it. You know, the fact that she did not get to play in the preseason in the games that we were hopeful that she would get to, she's just never – guys, you don't bring a freshman into this league and try to build confidence. There's too many great players in this league, and particularly this year. And what we've asked her to do was virtually impossible. You know, I went to Bulgaria this summer to watch her with her national team, and I saw exactly what we saw tonight over there as she led her team to a gold medal over there and then went and played with the senior national team. So, you know, there's been some ups and downs, obviously, but that's the kid that we knew we had. I just wish she could have got some of those nerves out in the non-conference so we could have seen it more often in the league. I'm happy for her. Happy to see her confident. You know, she's stepping back after she shoots threes and she's going to the foul line and being confident. And I'm happy. I hope that builds her some momentum going into the postseason here. See what happens down in Greenville. And certainly I know it's going to build her some confidence going into the offseason.
Robin?
Yeah, Coach, congrats on the win. What was your message at halftime? I mean, you guys were able to hold them to 9 points.
Yeah, it wasn't halftime. It was in between the first and second quarter. And if you ask our kids, it is probably the first. I have a wise grandpa that tells you to save your crazy. I've been saving it, and I used it on them right then. I did some quick math and told them that they were on pace to get 80 on us. And I don't know if y'all watched Ted Lasso, but I went lead Tasso on them. And I got them pretty good, and I got some eyes. And Coach Todd, I didn't want Coach Todd to have to do it. He's been doing it all year, so we kind of switched roles there. And then obviously his schemes are phenomenal. And they just started executing better. You know, we didn't change anything. We just started doing what he had said to do in our preparation and got their focus back. And it was pretty light, though. I mean, we were yelling and screaming at each other, but then it kind of had some funny moments at the end. Everybody kind of laughed it off. And, you know, I've learned a lot. I think our team probably would have won some more games this year if I'd have been more relaxed with them throughout the year. Our team plays better when they're relaxed, and I've probably had them on edge. I had them on edge the other night against Missouri, talking about a chance to finish 12th instead of 16th. And, you know, we didn't finish, but a lesser team would have said, screw it, we're not going to even finish this year, but they did. And after that first quarter, they could have said it again. Now, Coach Todd's not going to be happy with him getting 31 in the fourth quarter. I know that. We'll work on that tomorrow before we get to work for Georgia. But that's a long answer to your question. I got on them pretty good, but they responded. They were on each other. They knew. I didn't have to tell them. I didn't tell them anything they didn't already know.
So now you got to get ready for the tournament. What does a win like this, seeing your team kind of bounce back the way they did, kind of help you guys, especially for that first round?
Well, obviously as a coach, you always try to prepare, you know, 2 plans. And I had the plan prepared if we were going down there off a certain number of losses in a row. And I'm glad we get to scrap that one because that plan's a lot harder to execute. Now, get on this plane, we go home, we get Georgia, a team that we played. I think it's Georgia. Is that official yet? Okay, we get a team that we played to a 1-point game, last second game at their place. They're obviously coming off a huge win today. They'll have a bunch of momentum. So it makes travel easier. It makes your food taste better. I'm sure my tacos are going to be better after the game, and I probably wouldn't have eaten them if I would do all that stuff. y'all have been around it, but when you're on a team that's had a year like we have, to feel good is a nice thing.
Yeah, how important was it to come out and get a win like this to end the regular season? You know, getting some much needed momentum going into the SEC tournament.
Yeah, definitely. You always want to end your regular season on a good note. So I'm glad we could come out and win our last regular season game and get some confidence going into the tournament.
You got another one?
Yes, Phoenix, just describe your shooting today. You had a tremendous day shooting the ball. Just what was working well for you out there today?
Well, I think I just wasn't thinking about it. I just shot the ball. So I think that really helps.